Welcome to this week's edition of the Chicago Connection.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Chicago Connections podcast. I'm your host, Connor Sullivan, and this week we're going to be talking about our trip to the Blackhawks season opener red carpet event. We took a group of about 8 of us, and we took some shots of the red carpet events. I'm going to start out with my thoughts. I was lucky enough to be behind the ropes next to the guys doing the TV shoots, and I thought it was really awesome. You know, I'd never done anything like that. We got some really good shots of the players coming up. We got some nice pictures of them signing autographs, and I was really excited with the shots that we got. So, Dana, what do you think? What were your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts on today's event, I was really pleased with overall. The weather was excellent. The crowd was exceptional. The feel of the day was welcoming. Everyone was helpful when we needed help. When you were down in the pit, when the rest of the crew were up by the stage. Security was phenomenal. The players were ready.
Yeah, you know, just get into the pit. All we had to do was ask the cameraman, and he was like, yeah, go ahead. This is great.
Sometimes it's all it takes.
Right, yeah, you just got to ask. You just got to make sure to ask.
You just got to make sure to ask.
Yeah. And, you know, one of the things I thought there would have been a little more people there, so it would have been a little harder to get shots, like get the right position for a shot. But
right. See, I thought it was going to be like uber crowded. You know, I guess in my mind I had like the playoffs when all of Chicago was like in one spot. But today, the crowd was moderate, which made it nice. We had great access because of that. And I think because there weren't so many people, we were able to get the shots we wanted, and we were able to talk to the people that we wanted to talk to freely. We didn't have to be restricted on anything. I think that was awesome.
Definitely.
I think today really prepared the people for the game that was to come, because when they saw the players, they were getting real hyped up. And, you know, when they saw their favorite guy come down that red carpet and they were getting all those autographs freely.
Yeah.
They had all those Hall of Famers there, you know, and there was a lot of engagement between the crowd and the players, and it was just great. It was awesome.
Yeah, and another really fun part that I got to take part in was we got to interview a bunch of like young kids, and we got to ask them a few questions about the Hawks, like who their favorite player was and who's the biggest rival for the Hawks.
Right.
And they gave great answers, and you know, it was kind of cute. They were funny. We got them all to say "Go Hawks" at the same time. So I thought that was really cool.
Were they players? Were they hockey players?
Yeah, I think most of them played hockey, and there were even a couple of them from Canada.
Nice.
So that was kind of cool to get their perspective. They were fans of Sidney Crosby, but we won't hold that against them because they are Canadian.
Well, you know, I mean, hey, they had a pretty good grasp of the game in the conversation you were having with them, and now I see why.
Yeah, for sure.
But what about those fashionistas we saw out there on that red carpet, Connor?
Yeah, all those guys, they look a lot better than I do in a suit.
I don't know. You were looking pretty jazzy behind that mic today with your
red
tie. Yeah.
I looked okay.
Had that swag going.
Right.
We saw you. I see you, Connor. I see that undercover swag.
I can't take credit. My mom picked it out for me.
Whoa.
But
gotta love mama.
Moving on from that, we got some other people that we would like to get their perspective on it. And now we're gonna get a perspective from Charlie Ross and Ariana. So here they are. Charlie, what did you think about it from an outsider's perspective?
Well, from an outsider's perspective, I thought it was a welcoming event. You know, it was a lot of smiling faces and everybody seemed happy. They looked like they enjoyed what they were doing. All of the players got to, you know, interact with the fans. That was something that, it was actually something I never seen before. I've never actually seen a red carpet event. So for me to actually see something like that and actually see how it was ran, and actually see how it was something that I'm not particularly interested in hockey, but it grabs my attention. Honestly, it did. Like, I've never sat down and watched a hockey game or none of that, but seeing them interact with their fans, it kind of showed that they were more than just players. They're actual people. They actually care. So it was something nice to see other than that, than just them on the ice. It was to see them from the outside.
So we have that in common. So I'm not a hockey fan either. But I appreciate how welcoming the fans were because when we were out there taping, a lot of them were really, really happy to do interviews with us or be on camera.
Right.
Even though we didn't solicit them to be on camera, some of them were waving at the camera anyway. Connor and Dana talked about it before, but the media personnel were very friendly. And it was interesting for me, not being a hockey fan, so I'm not really familiar with the people.
Right.
But seeing them outside of those like bulky uniforms, because every time I've seen them, they had on those huge helmets and they're sweaty. These guys were looking
and
like...
they look larger than what they actually are with those uniforms on.
These guys are really thin. They look like GQ models.
Right.
Some of them are pretty hot.
Some Hollisters.
We have hashtag Hockey Bay.
Right. They dressed to impress for real. They ran the carpet and they worked it real good.
They did. But some of them did look like they're not as comfortable in front of the camera, so but I hope that they had a good time interacting with their fans and stuff like that. But a lot of them seem like I'd rather just be on the ice. That's where I'm comfortable rather than all these eyes being on them walking down this red carpet. But it's really cool for the fans. The fans were nice. They weren't rowdy or anything. Everybody was pleasant. So I had a really good time. I'd probably go again, even though I'm not a hockey fan.
Yeah, it's something that I would have liked to be a part of, looking at it from a outsider's perspective. It was nice.
I think the Bulls need to do something like that.
Yeah, they do.
I think they really do. Especially since they're going to be losing. We need something to look forward to this season.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was a really good event. It was a great team event. We got some really good shots. Got to learn some things. So I think it was a really great event, and that I think the video is going to be really great.
With that being said, right after this break, you'll hear more from Connor and Dana.
KO Breast Cancer Foundation was formulated to support the fighters, admire the survivors, while building awareness and educate people about the disease. For information, go to kobreastcancer.org.
And now, back to the Chicago Connection.
I'm going to get all you non-hockey player or hockey fans to a game sometime.
Hey, I'm down for that.
Your mind will be changed. The fastest game on 2 feet, hockey. It's a great one.
So thanks for tuning in to this week's episode.
Yes, and be sure to check out our next episode of Chicago Connections coming out later this month. So thanks again, and catch ya next time.
Talk to you soon.
Until next time, this has been the Chicago Connection.